Hi everyone, this is my music platform analysis using SQL. So today we'll be working with three different tables: the listening history, which contains the history ID, user ID, song ID, listen date, and duration by seconds. The second table is the songs. It includes song ID, song title, artist, genre, and release year. The third table is users. It includes a user ID, username, and user email. So the first question we're going to answer is to calculate how many customers per company, such as pineapple, apple, avocado companies, are there in the database. So to answer this question, we are going to use the users table and the email column because we see that the email address have the company name in it: avocado, pineapple, and apple. So we're gonna select these three as the final columns, and so we're gonna use a case when statement. So this works like an if statement. Case when email contains words including avocado, then I'm going to extract the user ID. And I'm going to count the number of emails or number of users with the email including avocado. And I'm going to name this count as avocado. So I'm going to do the same thing for emails that contains pineapple and emails that contain apple. So note here that I put pineapple before apple. This is important because that means I can extract the pineapple ones first, and then whatever's left will be apples. If I reverse the order here, I will encounter a problem where if I put the apple first, then it will also include emails that contain pineapple. So then to eliminate that problem, I'm going to put the pineapple first, like the smaller subsection that includes the smaller section of the name. And then I'm going to use the apple as the third statement to capture whatever's left. I'm going to use the table users, so from users, and when I run this, I'm going to see avocado 689 users, and pineapple this number of users, and apple this number of users. So the question 2 is to calculate the average duration of songs listened to by users in each genre. Which genre has the highest average song duration? To answer this question, I'm gonna first imagine what I want my final result look like. So I want the one column to be different genre names, and the second column to be the average listen time to each genre. So I'm gonna put select genre and average of the duration by second, and I'm gonna name that as average time. So I'm going to use the data from two different tables because genres is from the table songs, and the duration second is from the table listening history. So I would say the listening history is the main table I'm working with because I'm really focusing on the duration of the average duration of listening, which is in the listening history. So I'm going to put listening history and left join songs on a common data, which is song ID. So I'll put the listening history song ID matching the song ID in the songs table. And I'm going to group the data by genre. I'm going to order by the average of duration listen time by second and descending. So I can note the highest the time of listen by genre. So when I run this query, I'm gonna see genre in one column, average time on a different column, and samba is the one, the genre with the most average listen time. So question 3 is how much time did the top 5 users engage with the streaming platform? So to answer this question, I'm going to use the user ID to identify the users, as well as the total duration time for each of the users. So sum of the duration by second and name that as total time spent. From both of these data are from one table, the listening history. And I'm going to group them by user and order by the total time spent, descending. And I'm going to limit 5 because I only care about the top 5 users. So when I run this query, I see that user 83 spends the most time on the platform, 4,490 seconds, followed by the other 4 users in order. Question 4. Analyze the distribution of songs released by year. Are there any particular years that have a higher concentration of song releases? So in this question, I'm going to imagine my final result to be one column of year, and the second column will be the number of songs released in that year. So I will be putting release year, the count of song ID, I'm going to rename that as number of songs, from both of the data from the songs table. And I'm going to group by release year, and I will order them descending by the number of songs. When I run this, I'm going to get the result. I'm seeing the year 2010 has the most number of songs released. 32 songs were released, followed by 1997, 31 songs, 2019, 29 songs. So, question 5. Which weekdays and month of the year do listeners use the platform the most? Are there particular days of the week when users listen to music the most? So, we're going to first find out the total listen time by month. So I'm going to use the function month with the listen date so that I can extract the month of the year from all the listen date data. So I say month, listen date, and I name that as the month. And I'm going to find out the sum, the total of the duration listen time by second as the total listen time. And both data are from the listening history table. I'm going to group this result by the month and order them by the sum of the listening time. And when I run this query, it will tell me that August has the most total listen time, and followed by June and followed by January. Then let's find out the total listen time by weekday. So similar to the previous query, I'm going to use the function day of week to work with the listen date. And I'm going to name that as the date. And the second column will be the sum of the duration listen time as the total listen time. Both of them from listening history table. And we're going to group them and order them descending. And when I run it, it tells me that Thursday has the most total listen time, followed by Sunday and then Saturday. Question 6. Identify users who have stopped using the platform. Who are the newest dropouts? So, in this question, we can say that if we can define who how we say if someone has stopped using the platform. So maybe they have stopped using the platform for the last year. So then keeping that in mind, we are going to extract the user IDs, and we are going to use their listen date from listening history as our indicator of who dropped out. So we're going to use the function max, so to find out the very last listen date of a user, and I'm going to name that as last time active. I'm going to extract from the table listening history. I'm going to group by the user ID, and having, that means I'm putting a condition here, having when the max of the listen date is less than 2024 January 1st. So I'm only taking the data of those whose last active day is before the first day of this year. And I'm going to order by their listen date descending. So when we run this, we're going to see that user 202 all the way down to user 1979, these users' last day active is August 28th, 2023. And these are the newest dropout, followed by other users who dropped out one day before them, and followed by users who dropped out one day before that. So the last question is identify the top 5 most popular artists in terms of the number of listens across all the users. Then we're going to find out total number of days that users listen to these top artists. So let's find out who are the top 5 most popular artists and and the number of listens across all users. So we're going to put first column as the artist, and the second column is a total count of how many times their songs appeared in the listening history. So we're going to name that as number of listens. So we are going to use both tables. Listening history is the main table that we work with, left joining the songs table, which contains the artist name. At the song ID, the common data from both tables. And we're going to group this by the artist, order by the total count of listens, and we're going to limit 5 because we only want the top 5 most popular artists. So when we run this, we are going to see artist 176 has the total listen of 80, followed by the other 4 artists. Then we're going to work on finding out the total number of days that users listen to those top artists. And we're going to use common table expressions. So we're quoting this query that because we just find out who are the top 5 artists. And we're going to use this result into our new query to find out the days listened by users to those artists. So this is basically the same as the previous query, and we're going to call that with top artist as this query. We are going to select the artist, the top 5 artists from the result that we just did, and we are going to count how many unique dates, listen dates, did they receive from users, and we're going to name that as total listen days. So we're going to join 3 different tables for this query because we are going to need the listen days from the listening history. We're going to inner join because we only want the top 5 artists. We're going to inner join the songs because that's where the artist that's where the artist names and the song ID is coming from. And we're going to inner join the top artist from our previous query. So we're going to group by artist and order by distinct listen dates, descending. So when we run this whole query, we're going to see that artist 176 has a total listen days of 70. Artist 160 has a total listen day of 66, followed by the other 3 top 5 artists. And that's how we figure out that question. And this is my analysis of the music platform.